Now, from the desert's news leader, you're watching the Find Food Bank Telethon on News Channel 3. Let's end hunger together.
And a very good evening to you. I'm Jeff Stahl.
And I'm Krista Jimenez, and welcome to the 12th annual Find Food Bank Telethon to help fight child hunger.
We've been planning this for months, and we're glad you are joining us tonight as we focus on child food insecurity all summer long. In fact, we're heating up. It's no secret here in the desert. It's getting hot outside, Crystal.
It definitely is.
A little warm in the warehouse tonight, but food insecurity, it's a big problem. 4 to 5 kids here in the desert might go hungry, and you have a real chance to make a big difference in their lives. The next few months, as the desert's economy slows down in the hot summer months, it creates new challenges for families with food insecurities. For example, kids that go to school, suddenly they are now at home and they're not getting those meals that they traditionally get at school. It's a big thing, and things are getting expensive too.
They are definitely getting expensive, and from experience speaking to some of these families, this food that Find Food Banks gives to them, it helps a tremendous amount for them, and with income going up. But now let's take a look upstairs. They are taking calls right now for your donations. All you have to do is call 760-775-3663, or you can head on over to findfoodbank.com/telethon2022 to make your donation. They made it super easy for you.
We're right here at the big board. You can already see people. During our earlier shows, we were on letting you know about the event tonight. $4,588 already donated, and I suspect that we're going to raise a lot more tonight. And again, it's for such an important cause.
It definitely is.
We don't want people to be hungry here in the desert. Things have gotten expensive for the Find Food Bank just to do business. I'm reading this here, Crystal. It says it used to cost between $700 to $800 per truckload of food that they would get. Due to the gas prices, it's now looking at more like $3,000.
So much money, so much money. Then they have to raise all that money also to be able to continue helping people.
Yeah. We've got some entertainment tonight. I'm excited about this.
We do. We saw them warming up already. We have the Palm Desert dance team here, the high school dance team. We have the Aztec dancers here, and I mean, you should see their costumes. They look amazing, and it's just going to be such an amazing show. And it's children helping children. This is the theme of it this year.
And it's an important cause, and we are glad you are here to join us for the next hour as we focus again on child hunger here in the desert. You have a big chance to make a big difference tonight with your donations. Your dollar goes a long way to help kids and families with food insecurities. I'm going to be talking to Debbie Espinoza here. She is the executive director here, Find Food Bank, and this is a big deal for Find. This telethon, it's important for you guys.
Absolutely. It is one of our biggest nights of fundraising to make sure that we can stay operationally sound for the next year. You know, it is so important to make sure that we can push out as much food as we possibly can into the community. Like you said, 4 out of 5 kids have the possibility of being food insecure here in our valley, and we want to make sure that they know where their next meal is coming from.
So tonight, the goal is to raise a lot of money, but no amount of money is enough.
No amount of money is enough because we always want to make sure that we can do our best for the community. We've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars over the last 12 years with this telethon. This is our 12th annual, and so we are hoping to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars tonight. I never set a goal to the top because I want everybody to just do their best that they possibly can. No donation is too small. No donation is too large. So we're looking for as many people to be able to help us help others.
I read one of your fast facts saying something like $25 can provide up to
$25 can provide over 100 meals.
It doesn't seem possible, but it's a big difference.
It absolutely is, because all of our food is donated. And so for us, it's all about getting the operational costs down to be able to move that donated food out into the community. We have over 24 million pounds of food that we push out into the community every year, and we can do that on a budget of about $4 million.
Tonight we have a matching grant. This is exciting stuff. Tell us about this.
So we have a matching grant from a long time supporter of Find Food Bank, the Burger Foundation. We'll be providing another $25,000 this year, up to $25,000. Wow. So everybody's gift that comes in will be doubled today, up to $25,000 by the foundation. So we are so thankful for them.
HN and Francis C. Berger Foundation, it's a private foundation, thoughtfully supports established organizations, particularly ones promoting healthcare, social services, and education in an effort to help people help themselves. It's a noble cause. And again, I'm matching, so every dollar you give tonight is like $2.
Yes, for every dollar, they're going to double it and make it 2. So please, that's why no gift is too small, because that gift is going to be doubled, and so it will make a difference.
That is pretty awesome, and we can't wait to see those donations pour in. We also want to thank Alpha Media.
Yes. Thank you so much, Alpha Media. You know, they provide other media support that goes over the radio waves. And so they help promote the telethon, and they also help promote Find Food Bank's work throughout the community in order to make sure that people are aware that there are people that are in need. So we thank them for all of that.
Yeah, thank you, Alpha Media. And again, we have a lot of people here excited for the next hour. We're going to be talking with you again. Thank you, Debbie. It's great to have you here with us tonight. And again, it's never too early, never too late to donate. The phone lines are going to be up until 11 o'clock tonight, but why wait that late? Give them a call, 760-775-3663, or online at findfoodbank.org/telethon 2022. Let's go now to Crystal. She's moved off to the other side of the warehouse where she's talking about a hot summer, and it could have a big impact on people just being able to get a meal this summer. Crystal.
Jeff, tonight's focus is on ending child hunger, and with summer coming up, for many children that means fun times, going on trips and everything, but for others it means that they're not going to have access to those regular meals that they usually get during school. I caught up with Find Food Bank during the winter break to see how they are trying to replace those meals that children usually get during the school times. Have a look. School's out, and while the thought of vacation for some students has them leaping for joy, for other students, it's the possibility of an empty stomach.
Our school is 100% free and reduced lunch school, so we know that we are in an area where need is great.
These students are only a portion of those who face food insecurity across the Coachella Valley.
83% of all of our children that go to public schools in our valley qualify for free and reduced lunch.
Now that schools are closed for the holidays, children don't have access to those meals they count on 5 days a week. It's up to Find mobile food distributions to help fill that void, not only now, but throughout the year.
We want our children to make sure they have healthy access to meals regularly, even during the times when they're not going to school, because that's how kids are able to thrive.
Food distributions held at schools like this one help reach families who really need the food.
I just feel like, the Find Food Bank offers them, so I know that at least there's something for them for dinner and weekends, so they're not struggling when they're not with us.
And the importance of feeding little tummies is crucial in helping grow our children of tomorrow.
The effects that it can have on children's mental health and physical health with regards to food insecurity becomes a chronic issue.
Make sure you guys get your donation in today. That phone number is 775-3663 or findfoodbank.org/telethon 2022. Now let's head on over back with Jeff, who has something from our sponsors.
Okay, thank you so much, Crystal. Again, we're here at the big board, still at $4,588. The phone number right there, 760-775-3663. Or maybe you might be on your phone right now, or maybe you're on the computer or a tablet. You want to just donate online. It's easy, and you can donate right there. Findfoodbank.org, and then just hit /telethon 2022. Go there to donate. It's a pretty cool thing. We want to hear from one of our very important sponsors tonight, Desert Oasis Healthcare. Here's Mark Hoffing, the medical director for Desert Oasis Healthcare.
Said that food is medicine because none of us can be truly healthy and thrive without regular, proper nutrition. That is why Desert Oasis Healthcare is happy to provide a $15,000 donation to the Find Food Bank as it works to fight food insecurity. And we are also pleased that the community last year recognized Find Food Bank in our 40th anniversary charity drive when we were asked to donate an additional $10,000. Thank you all again tonight for donating to the Find Food Bank and help it in its mission to reduce food insecurity in the Coachella Valley.
Wow. It's a $15,000 donation. That is going to go so far. Take a look. The total. It's jumped up $15,000. That is really neat. $19,588. We are on our way, folks. We are making some money here for Find Food Bank in the desert. We're going to fight child hunger here, especially as summer months descend on the desert and our economy slows down and people are hungry. No need for that. Let's keep things moving. Let's go upstairs real quick. We'll check in with the phone bank so you can see we have mayors from all the local cities and other dignitaries that are going to be here tonight answering your calls to take your donations right here for Find Food Bank. Now, we also have a lot of live entertainment tonight. This is something new for us. We're excited about this. Let's go over to Crystal now, who's with Indio Mayor Glenn Miller. Crystal.
Yes, Indio Mayor Glenn Miller is here with us right now. Now, Glenn, you have been such a longtime supporter of Find Food Bank. How is it to be able to see the youth here doing pretty much the same thing?
Well, it's amazing. You know, I've been a longtime supporter, but it's because the Find Food Bank does amazing work. And to see the youth here and others participating is just exciting for me because they are our future.
They definitely are. And so right now we have, this is Desert Mirages High School's pre-Columbian Aztec team. They're going to do a performance for us. All right, take it away. Wow, well, wasn't that amazing? Oh my goodness. Jacqueline Arvalo, she is joining us now. That was amazing. You guys, I'm sure you worked super hard to put that together for us. And all of this because you're here to help Find Food Bank and help end child hunger. Now, why do you want to help?
Well, I think the organization is so great. I think it's doing great deeds. And the community and all the low-income families need this organization, and I think it's a great cause to help provide food that right now many people can afford to buy it because many things are expensive, and I think it's so great to have it.
Definitely. And so why should other people in the community want to help also? Not only children, but everyone.
I think it would be so great to help because, as I say, it's so great an organization that many people should donate and help many people. And as I mentioned, low-income families can afford many food, and it will be so great to donate.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. You guys did it so amazing. This is just one of the many performances that we're going to see tonight. Make sure you guys stick around. Make your donation at 775-3663 or findfoodbank.org/telethon 2022. Now let's take it back over to Jeff. How are the phone lines?
Well, it's so funny, Crystal. Poor Desiree there was out of breath, but she still did an incredible interview with you. What an impressive group of young people, again, trying to help fight hunger for kids here in the desert. It was great to see them dancing for us tonight here. Yeah, let's take another check at the big board. We are Find Food Bank, the 12th annual telethon at $19,588 that the community has already contributed tonight, and we're going to raise a whole bunch more. We're going to be here at least until 8 o'clock tonight. In fact, the phone lines, you can see them right there on your screen. They're going to be open until 11 o'clock tonight so that you can donate. And again, help fight childhood hunger. Now let's take another quick check at the phone bank upstairs. We've got Palm Springs Mayor Lisa Middleton, who is doing her best answering the phone calls. If you call now, you might be able to talk to her, but I also know that we have mayors from the other cities that are also manning their phone banks right here. They all have a phone, and they will take your call to answer. But right now, Palm Springs Mayor Lisa Middleton is there. Now remember, the HN and Francis C. Berger Foundation is contributing a $25,000 matching grant tonight. So every dollar you donate is like $2 in the bank for Find Food Bank. So donate what you can. It goes a long way here at Find Food Bank, as we're going to show you here in the next until 8 o'clock tonight. That means each dollar you call in, your donation will double. Again, 25 is 50, 100 is 200. Donate what you can. Right now, we've got a hunger hero to introduce you to now. Let's take a look.
Be recognized by her and her organization feels really, really good. I have so many good things to say about the work that they do in this community.
That was Brian Kaiser. He handles the CalFresh program, which helps with federal aid and state programs to provide nutritional assistance. On your screen right now, those are 13 awardees. Each of them contributed greatly to the food bank during the pandemic. This was when demand for food assistance increased 110%, and that was at the height of the pandemic. Find Food Bank has been around helping the Coachella Valley since the 1980s, and during the pandemic, when things really took a turn, Espinosa says this is when many of these awardees stepped in to help. Your donation helps ensure that 4 out of 5 local children at risk of food insecurity know where their next meal is coming from. Let's check back in with Jeff. He has more on the people who help make this happen.
Okay, thanks, Crystal. And again, let's take a look at the big board again right now as the Coachella Valley's generosity continues to show. $19,588 is what you have donated tonight. And let's make sure that we bring that number up. We've got some big announcements hopefully to make throughout the night, because we really need to make a dent in fighting child hunger here in the desert. Another of our sponsors tonight that we want to hear from now, the Palm Desert Food and Wine Festival. Now, Palm Desert Food and Wine, let me tell you about the work that they do. As a benefiting charity of the Palm Desert Food and Wine over the past several years, Find Food Bank receives a portion of proceeds from the event presented by Agua Caliente Casinos and produced by Palm Springs Life. Now, this year, Find Food Bank received $10,000 from Palm Springs Life, in addition to the $9,000 donated by those who attended the event. Let me tell you, that's a lot of money, and it's going to go a long way here at Find. So let's check in again with the phone bank upstairs and see how they are doing up there. It's Lisa Middleton still answering your calls. Maybe if you call now, you can talk to Lisa Middleton. Or again, I know that La Quinta Mayor Linda Evans is there. A whole bunch of people answering your phone calls there at the food bank tonight. Now, you can call to donate 760-775-3663, or again online, findfoodbank.org we've got your /telethon 2022. Give tonight so that you can make sure that children and their loved ones don't have to choose between nourishing food and other necessities, because that's a horrible choice that we'd have to make. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. Now, Crystal, it's a really important night for Find Food Bank, and you've got some breaking news there.
Yep, Debbie Espinosa joining us again right now. Now, Debbie, Find Food Bank is taking a huge step in the right direction with a solar project, correct? Tell us about that. What do we have to look forward to?
Well, what we are so excited to announce tonight is that the state of California, because we are recognized as the regional food bank that will serve in a disaster for this part of Riverside County, they have invested into our facilities to ensure that we will be whole in case we get disconnected from the grid. So the state of California donated to Find Food Bank almost $500,000 in order to do a solar project. So the whole top of our building now has solar panels that will produce enough energy to fill commercial-sized batteries that will allow us to be able to run our food bank in the event of a disaster. What that also means is that it's also energy savings for us too as well. The system is large enough to be able to help us save between $22,000 to $25,000 a year on energy costs. And you know what that means? It means that we can take that money that we would have paid towards electricity and be able to reinvest it back into the programs in order to be able to help feed those that are in need. Hot Purple Energy was the one that helped us do the solar project. We're very thankful for their expertise and their services to be able to get us into being able to harvest the desert sun and be able to serve the community too as well.
And so when are we going to be able to look forward to finally flipping the switch? Because I know we haven't been able to flip the switch yet, but when are we going to?
Well, we just got approval from IID to go ahead and flip the switch. So there's just a few more things that they need to do in order to be able to get us switched over. And I would say within the next month, we're going to be able to start experiencing the savings, to be able to have, I think, that safety net that we want to make sure that we have in the event of a disaster, an earthquake, or whatever may happen. Remember, being a regional food bank that will serve in the event of a disaster, at that point in time, it's not about the people that are food insecure because of socioeconomic reasons. It's anybody that becomes food insecure. And we saw during the time of COVID, when we went from 90,000 people pre-COVID to 190,000 people because of the pandemic, we know that we have to be able to respond just that fast to whatever may happen with regards to our economy should something major happen.
And I like that you mentioned that if something does happen, that is when a lot of people who probably never think that they would need help from the food bank, that's when they get the help, right? So it's better to prepare ahead of time and get these solar panels, get that money and everything, right?
Absolutely. We know from the pandemic, we had a lot of people that were coming for the first time to receive food assistance from Find Food Bank because of the turn of the economy that happened just that quickly. We also know that in the event of a disaster, we're partners. Our sister food banks have served so well during the firestorms up in Northern California, through other events that have happened in the rest of the United States. We're a Feeding America food bank, one of the 200, and all of our sister food banks have disaster preparedness within our training capabilities. So we learn a lot from not just our sister food banks here in California, but also throughout the country. One of the things that a lot of the food banks have is secondary systems to allow them to power up when the power goes down.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I'm reading this right here. Hot Purple Energy designed and installed a 40 kW roof-mounted solar panel system with 150 kilowatt capacity and energy storage. Right above the warehouse, right?
Right above the warehouse, absolutely. So I am not a techie. I am not but all I can say is this. I saw the batteries that the solar project feeds into in order to be able to have those battery backups. And it is like the size of like 3, 6, 5 people combined together. I mean, they were huge. And then, I just saw the photographs that they have of the panels up there, and it's impressive. So it was a wonderful project to be able to have. I'm really happy that we can serve in the time of a disaster, and I'm really glad that it will be able to power on our offices, the lights in our warehouse, our coolers will be on, so we'll be able to continue to distribute cold product throughout. We have such varying degrees and temperatures here in the desert, and we want to make sure that we have as much full capabilities as we can until we can get connected back into the system again.
Thank you so much, Debbie. Now we're going to take it back over to Jeff. He's with Ashley Wilkins from the Youth Advisory Council.
Okay, thank you, Ashley. And we are now joined, I said Ashley, it's Crystal. Ashley Wilkins is here. You are a local high school senior.
Yes.
Just got accepted to Purdue University, nursing student. She's celebrating that. I'm sure your parents are thrilled.
Yes, they're very excited for me.
Congratulations here. Now, you founded, in fact, you're a volunteer here at Find. You, as a Girl Scout project, you founded their Youth Advisory Council. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Find Food Bank during the pandemic really wanted to take us and use us to volunteer here at the food bank, and they really wanted students like these to be able to use their voice and advocate for the rights of those who can't always advocate for themselves. So it takes each and every one of us to make a difference in this world, but it only takes one leader to lead them to do that, and so I hope that I can inspire them to make change in this world.
And you did bring several of your friends. Are you all on the Youth Advisory Council here?
Yes,
okay.
These are my
And so they're showing that they care, and you're trying to do something to fight hunger, especially for kids your age, because, as we're hearing, 4 out of 5 kids could be hungry or face hunger issues, and that's just something we don't want to even think about.
Yes, I really want more students to get involved. So if you check out the Find Food Bank website, underneath the youth page, there's applications for next year's Youth Advisory Council. And so I'd love to have all you out there serve next year on the council.
Great advice. Thank you, Ashley. We appreciate it. And there is a website, and did we give that out yet? Let's see here. It is findfoodbank.org/youth advisory council.
Yes.
Kids out there watching, they can go right now.
Yes, they can. Yes.
And sign up. And congratulations again.
Thank you.
What an achievement for you. That's a great thing to celebrate. Thank you, Ashley, for being here with us tonight. Well, let's take another look at the big board. I don't know if we can do that right now. Are we going to see the big board? 40,000. I can tell you. Okay. We're going to get back. Go first to Crystal right now, and we're talking to Crystal about the never-ending job of making people they're fed. Let's go back to Crystal.
Jeff, the pandemic has created such a financial bind for many people in the Coachella Valley who are unable to afford just daily necessities, and that very much includes food. 2 years later, Find Food Bank is working to make sure that no person goes hungry.
Short money, I lose my job. That's why. But I'm very pleased with the food bank. They helped me go through to this situation for the last year and a half.
The pandemic has brought people a whirlwind of problems, one of them being no food in the fridge. But because of Find Food Bank, for many families like Guzman's, the mobile food markets became a lifeline.
What would happen if you didn't have access to getting food from the food
I have no idea. Probably will be hungry.
A lot of people realize that Find Food Bank distributes 24 million pounds of food to over 150,000 people on average every month. But what a lot of people don't realize is that 24 million pounds translates into $46.6 million that we're saving the community who are food insecure.
For a lot of these families, money not used on food goes towards paying other household bills. For Tanya Thomas, who homeschools her daughter and hasn't had a job since the pandemic started, the free food from Find Food Bank helps.
As we all know, the food prices have been going up, and, pay stays the same. And in our family household, since it's just one person working, it will create a hardship for sure.
As people continue to recover from the financial impacts of the pandemic and the growing cost from inflation, the food bank will continue to work to help its community. Make sure you call 760-775-3663 or head on over to findfoodbank.org/telethon 2022 to make your donation. Now let's give it back over to Jeff to hear from another one of our sponsors.
Okay, thank you, Crystal, and appreciate that. Time for another look at the big board. We tried to show it to you a couple of minutes ago. The camera wouldn't cooperate with us. Take a look at that. $40,568 is what's now been donated to Find Food Bank tonight. That is an impressive total, and it's not too late for you to call 760-775-3663. Debbie just came down, though, and said, Jeff, the phone lines are jammed, and people are getting to our voicemail because there's so many people calling join in. She says, of course, it's not a bad problem to have. So be patient. It's not a bad thing. And if you do get off to voicemail and you leave your phone number, they will call you back so that you can give your donation at a later time once these phone lines get unjammed. But hey, it's not a bad problem to have, and it shows how generous you are. It's time for another look at one of our big sponsors tonight, helping Find do its very important work at Ralph's and Food for Less. One of our very important sponsors. They are supporting Find with a big donation, $30,000. Here is John Batata.
This is John Batava from Ralph's. For many years now, Ralph's and Food for Less have been proud sponsors of and great partners with Find Food Bank. In 2021, Find Food Bank helped to rescue more than 300,000 pounds of fresh food from Ralph's and Food for Less stores right here in the Coachella Valley. That's 250,000 meals to help people experiencing food insecurity. As part of our Zero Hunger, Zero Waste social and environmental impact plan, Ralph's and Food for Less are proud to make a $30,000 contribution to help Find Food Bank in our effort to end hunger in our communities. Thanks for all you do every day, and keep up the great work.
Wow, that is an amazing total. $30,000 from Ralph's and Food for Less. Thank you for supporting Find Food Bank and its important mission here in our community. Let's now go back to Crystal with a lot more excitement. Crystal.
Jeff, Rancho Mirage High School's cafe program did a pretty cool thing where they used one of Find Food Bank's boxes that are usually handed out at a distribution site, and they came up with their own menu items and used all of the ingredients in that. Take a look at this. Something is cooking over at Rancho Mirage High School's culinary program. That's the food from one of the boxes handed out by Find Food Bank.
It's really nice because the food was really familiar. I mean, there was nothing in there that the students hadn't seen before. So it gives a good opportunity to make something that you're comfortable with. So there's a lot of options to create. There was a ton of stuff in there. I mean, there could be 3 or 4 recipes coming out of one box for a family of 4.
Students from the Cafe Academy were put to the task.
They give us a box of what they usually would give out to someone in the community. And we're just being creative with whatever ingredients we have in there to teach other people what different types of food we can make with it.
And some of them got very creative with it. From sweet treats.
Apple crisp pie in a way. The ingredients I'm using from Find Food Bank was some oats, apples, lemon.
Well, right now I'm making a peach sticky rice with coconut sauce on and toasted coconut flakes on the top.
To full entrees.
My personal favorite recipe to make is spaghetti, which is why I decided to make it today. And I think Find Food Bank does give a lot of food.
The options could be endless with Find Food Bank's boxes of food. You just have to find ways to be inspired.
I know it can be hard just like looking at a box of fruit or vegetables, but we can get really creative with that type of stuff.
Some people may not have enough equipment like we do now. Like some people might not have a blender, some people might not have like pots and pans. So it's really good to give people like accessible food that they can even make simple dishes with, even if they don't have that kind of stuff.
Don't those meals, aren't those meals just they look so delicious. Now joining us right now is Monica and Caleb. They are part of that same CTE program. Now, Monica, you made one of these meals. What exactly did you make?
I made an apple pie.
An apple pie. I mean, that sounds amazing, and all from the very food from the food bank, right?
Yes, it was. I used oatmeal, apple, lemon, and it was a low calorie too, so it was super healthy.
And so why was it meaningful for you to be able to use these ingredients specifically from those boxes that Find Food Bank distributes?
Well, it's so meaningful because it's like we get to use this food that the Find Food Bank gives out to the community. It was such an amazing project because it's like we get to show the community what they can make with their food box, which we can be super creative with it. We can make amazing food with it.
Definitely. And now, Caleb, it's important for kids to be able to help other kids. That's what the Find Food Bank's theme is this year. Why do you think it's important, though?
I think it's important because it incorporates our community and teaches the youth of what the project is and just the importance of the relevance it is and how much it's needed throughout this community, especially with the pandemic that's going on.
Definitely. Thank you two so much, and good job on those meals. I mean, you guys got really creative with it. And make sure you guys call 760-775-3663 to get your donation in, or you can head online at findfoodbank.org/telethon 2022. And you know what? If you already made your donation, well, call your family, call your friends, tell them that phone number so they can call in themselves, or give them the website. Any amount would help. Jeff, back to you. How's it looking?
Okay, Crystal, wow, look at this. The number keeps going up. We are now, look at that, $103,000. $103,169 here for Find Food Bank. Your donations tonight, they're having a hard time even keeping the program up to date. The number's going up so fast, so congratulations. The number, we have topped $100,000 now with $103,169, and there's nowhere to go but up tonight. So keep those calls coming, and realize the phones are very busy. If you go to voicemail, they will call you back if you leave a number for them to call you back at. One of our sponsors tonight is Western Wind Foundation, another big sponsor. Let's hear from Jeremy Hobbs, its president.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Hobbs. I'm president of the Western Wind Foundation. I've been asked why I'm supporting Find Food Bank. It's because of the incredible programming, the millions of pounds of foods that get delivered to so many people throughout our valley. And it's also because this is the best run organization in the Coachella Valley. The staff, the management, the volunteers, the board, it's all just top notch. We're working so hard to end hunger and to find the solutions that will help people avoid hunger in the future. So please support Find Food Bank like I do and like the Western Wind Foundation does.
Wow, look at that. Another $30,000 for Find Food Bank. And again, $103,000. We've topped $100,000 tonight. So keep those phone calls coming, because you and a lot of entities here around the desert are showing that you care and helping fight hunger, especially with kids as we head into these hot summer months here in the desert. Let's go upstairs. The phone bank is now being manned. John Pena, La Quinta City Council member, is answering your calls. He's been here all night answering the phones, and you can call right now with your donation, 760-775-3663. You can talk to John, or you can talk to any of the other city leaders that are here representing so many of the Coachella Valley cities that are supporting Find Food Bank, and it's such an important mission. Your donation helping to ensure that 4 out of 5 local children at risk of food insecurity know where their next meal is going to be coming from. Well, let's go back now to Crystal with some of the unsung heroes of the pandemic, especially here at Find. Crystal.
Jeff, the National Guard has been here for the last 2 years, pretty much helping out where the help was definitely needed and volunteering or taking the place of volunteers. They were a tremendous part of the operations here at Find Food Bank, stepping in when the help was needed the most. Their time here was finally up just a few days ago, but here's a little something from their work that while they were here.
This one has been one that will stay with me forever.
This was more of a family atmosphere, so being here was more of like you get kind of more connected to people who work here, ended up being really good friends with them.
What can I say about the people? The people are just great here. They have welcomed us, I don't know, we're like family. And yes, it's been a great experience working here.
There's just a really good sense of family here, and that's what I'm gonna miss.
You know what, I didn't know about how much need there was for assistance, for his families. It made me feel really good.
Helping the community was a big part. Like seeing the impact that we had helping here was really fun, and I really liked it. So when the mission kept going, I kept volunteering to stay.
It truly makes you feel like you're helping out and making a huge difference in people's lives and the way that they thank you and appreciate you. And it just really, it hits home.
When I arrived here at Find, I didn't understand that Find was needing so much help. And now that we're leaving this month, I really encourage the community to come out, help, and volunteer.
And now that we're leaving, I definitely feel like there's a huge need for volunteers.
I mean, our mission here is coming to an end. So I know there's going to be a lot of need for Find Food and for volunteers to come over here and help out.
Jeff Campbell, he is joining us here right now. He is the Director of Operations. Now, Jeff, the National Guard, they were a tremendous and critical part in making sure that the operations here at Fine Food Bank continue, right?
That is correct, Crystal. They stepped in at a time when we were closing down the state, when our people went from 90,000 to 190,000 families in a matter of about 3 weeks. So they were super critical in stepping in. And while they were here over those 2 years, I just want to share some numbers with you that are rather staggering. The produce, like you saw behind you here, that comes fresh packed like that, they were able to pack 15,600,000 pounds of produce over the 2 years and help distribute over 48 million pounds of food. So they were super instrumental in what it was we were able to do during the pandemic, and we can't thank them enough for their selflessness and their service to our community.
Definitely, and they were such heroes, stepping in a time when our volunteers couldn't, right? But now that they're gone, we need our volunteers to come back, right?
That is correct, and this is a time to put the call out. There's a huge void that they've left for us folks, and so any organization, club, HOA, any organized group that wants to come volunteer for Find and give us a hand, we would really, really appreciate it. We can use all the help we can get because there's still a need with the supply chain issues and the food prices and the fuel prices and those types of things. The need is still out there, and so we really need to make sure that we're doing our part as a community to help those that are in need.
And when volunteers come on in here to Fine Food Bank's warehouse, what types of things are they doing, just so they have a good idea of, can I do that? Or, no job is too big or small, right?
Sure, absolutely. So when they come in, primarily we're going to make sure that we're packing the fresh produce to go out for our distributions every day. And then also we pack some senior dry goods boxes, a brand new program that we have here at Find. So we do those kinds of things. And then, of course, all of the distribution sites as well. There are 44 different mobile markets that we do right now. So we can always use a hand there as well.
And back to the National Guard. So how long ago again did they leave? A few days ago, right?
March 16th was their final day in the warehouse, and it was a sad one for us. But again, the friendships that were formed and just the dedication that they showed and their selflessness of service, because they're not from the Valley. They came from all over the state of California, and to put aside their lives to come here and help our community was a tremendous, tremendous thing, I think, for them and for our community.
Especially during the time of the pandemic. This was a time that brought families close together, but the National Guard was out across the country and pretty much across the nation just helping different food banks like Find Food Bank. Now, Jeff, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Crystal. And, the National Guard, wow, they were here working when so many of us were forced to stay home. They were still coming out and exposing themselves to unknown dangers that we all certainly have lived through over the past couple of years. So all of them heroes, and we thank them for their service. And now you can step in. Even if you can't donate, you can donate your time to help here at Find now that they've had to go home. It's a very important mission that they do. We've been talking with some of the people that have been helped, also some of the volunteers who really appreciate the National Guard's help here in Indio. Let's take a look.
Thank you for supporting Fine Food Bank. We appreciate your gift to our community.
To everyone who makes it possible, thank you so much. Thank you everyone who has donated and enabled us to help so many people in the community.
Thank you, Fine donors, for your donations. We get to see firsthand the huge impact you are having on our community and on these people. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hold on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, and as you can tell, you see the backdrop of us here. There's a lot of food here in the warehouse, even pears, bell peppers on the racks behind us. There's so much that you can help as well to make sure that people have enough to eat, especially this summer here with Find Food Bank in Indio. It's amazing how far your donation dollars can go. $25 can provide 100 meals. 100 meals. That's an amazing number. $46.6 million worth of food was distributed in our desert communities alone during the year of 2020-2021, which was, as we all know now, the pandemic, the height of the pandemic, and so many people in need. The money that people would have spent at the grocery store can then be used to pay, for example, their rent or their mortgage payments, their gas, their electricity, medical bills, etc. Everything that's costing more and more, you can help by donating so that at least they get some help with that food bill. Your donations make sure that no family has to choose between healthy food and other necessities of life. Now, volunteers, of course, they are here. They're key to keeping the Find Food Bank operating. They package up all the fruits and vegetables so they can get to the people who need them. It's good for the community that is, and of course, it is good for volunteers.
For me, like personally, it's like whatever I can do to make our community better, that makes me feel good, and I'm sure it makes everyone else in those families feel.
So, just with the littlest bit of your time, you can make such a big difference in your community, direct hand, and you can see it, we've been here a few times, we've helped pack over 5,000 bags. It's crazy to see that just, a few hours of your time.
You can help too. You can be a volunteer here at Find. The next orientation, they've got volunteer orientation programs. You can sign up, come on out, see the warehouse, see the good work that they do. The next orientation is Monday. It's on the 11th, so that 3 days from now. You can come on out Monday. It's from 4 to 5 at Find's Indio Warehouse. Then simply sign up for an event of your choice. You'll be qualified to help, and they would certainly appreciate your help as they bring in food from all over the community to help people in need here. You can find Find's warehouse by packing bags of produce, dried goods, volunteer as well at mobile market distributions, putting food directly into cars as they help families in need. Now, the link to go to is findfoodbank.org/volunteer. It's just that easy. Findfoodbank.org/volunteer. You can sign up and also learn more about what it takes to be a volunteer here at Find. Let's go back to Crystal now.
Jeff, we are finally at the final performance of the night. We have the Palm Desert High School dance team here right now. All right, ladies, let's kick it off. Show us what you got.
About me now and what I could have been, and then I picture all the perfect that we lived, till I cut the strings on your tiny violin. My mind's on my mind if it's on right now and it makes me hate me. I'd explode like a dynamite if I kept this like baby. In my mind, I torture it. What's my mind in your arms? I talk to experience. Never let them tell me and once it's gone.
Oh my goodness, you girls are all just amazing. I was about to get in here and start dancing with you. Taryn, Sage, come on up. You two amazing ladies, great job. Now, you guys had this performance. I heard you did a little tweaks and everything specifically for tonight because it's all for a good cause. We're trying to raise money for other children. Now, why, Sage, tell me, why is it important for you to be able to participate in this way?
I think this is a very great organization to support, especially helping thousands of people in need, and I just think it's really amazing to be here tonight.
It definitely is, and I know you're out of breath. You guys did an amazing performance. We're making you talk now, but breathe it out. Taryn, why should other people want to help also?
I think it's great to help because it's like such a good organization, and it's good to support families in need.
Definitely. Thank you, ladies, so much. Now, make sure you guys get your call in by donating or calling by 760-775-3663, or you can head online, findfoodbank.org/telethon 2022. No donation is too little. Remember, it's children helping children here. This is what it's all about this year. Make sure you guys get your donation in. Now, let's check back in with Jeff.
Crystal, look what's happened to the big board here. It's exploded. Find Food Bank now at $165,743. It's gone up at least $60,000 thanks to the city of La Quinta. Mayor Linda Evans, Council Member John Pena, come on in here. You guys, the city historically have been a big supporter of Find Food Bank, and I guess that continues.
Absolutely. I think over the past 3 years, this will make $160,000 for La Quinta alone, and we're so proud to be long-term supporters of such an amazing organization. I've served on the board, I volunteer, I give regularly, and it's just great to have our entire council get behind an important cause like Find.
Yeah. And the city, $60,000, where does this come from? How did we raise this money for Fine?
You know what? We put it aside every year through our budget, and we have allocations for a number of different charities that we support in our community, and we're glad to do it.
Now, there's a lot of need, even in the city of La Quinta. These meals, are going to go to people in La Quinta.
Absolutely. In fact, in the start of the pandemic, we had one distribution site that Fine did at one of the parks, and we've increased that to 11 during COVID, and we are providing food, and our staff is helping do that as well. They were trained by Fine at all of our affordable housing units in La Quinta, which we have about 1,500 units. We're very, very diverse, and so we're bringing food to those in need, homebound seniors, families, etc.
And I also see regularly, I drive by John Glenn School, and that's one of the middle schools, and I know that's a distribution site. And the cars are lined up around the block.
They absolutely are, and there's a great need out there, especially after the pandemic, and probably now even more so because people are just now starting to get back to work. They're catching up on bills, and it's just a small way that we can help those families.
And as summertime weather comes in, the economy slowed down. A lot of kids that are normally in school, they're not going to be getting those meals. They get meals at all Desert Sand schools now.
Exactly. It's part of that summer feeding program, and when they're not there, they may not eat, and it's so important to have that, something in your belly to help you function, help you think, and help you feel good. And we're helping beyond La Quinta. That's one of the beauties of what we've been able to contribute is we know we're taking care of our own, but we're actually taking care of most and a lot of the community out here.
Well, $60,000, it's going to go a long way. Thank you to the city of La Quinta, my city, by the way. Thank you both for being here. Mayor Linda Evans, John Pena, city council member. Thank you guys for being here tonight.
And I think we need to challenge the rest of our sister cities to step up to the plate and give us several $1,000s as well, so we can raise this number up by the end of the night.
Okay, that is a great challenge. In fact, I'm told that Glenn Miller, Indio's mayor, Glenn Miller, is upstairs right now. Let's take a look at the phone bank. He is answering your call, so you can call in, and if you're in Indio, that will get credited to the city of Indio, perhaps. And, well, no matter what, it's going to go to Fine Food Bank as we fight child hunger this summer. Again, thank you guys both for being here.
We'd like to thank KESQ as well.
Yes, thank you for being continuous sponsors and help broadcast and spread the word and have people really understand what Fine does from a volunteer standpoint, from a food standpoint, and just what it does for our community. So thank you.
It's an amazing organization. Thank you guys for being here. Crystal, let's go back to you now.
Summer vacation is coming up fast, Jeff, and with that means that there is an increase in bills, and children aren't going to be getting those meals that they usually do from schools. That's something that families just rely so heavily on, and it helps them income-wise. See how Fine is working to fill in that gap. Summer is officially here, and so is the need for food. Fine Food Bank is helping put food in the mouths of its community members as the need arises.
We're really trying to target kids while they're out of school, and meals become harder to find, especially while budgets are tighter in the summer, energy bills go up. This is just a hard time for families in the desert.
The Kids Summer Feeding Program offers families about 40 to 50 pounds of food that's expected to last about a week.
We always notice, especially when we have some of our employees out here, they know who the parents are. And there's probably some people from other areas that'll come in, but I would say the majority, 90% of the people that are serviced from here are people from our districts within the region here.
According to Fine Food Bank, 4 out of 5 children may experience food insecurity this summer in the desert region alone. An event like today's will feed 350 families. But it doesn't just stop there. The food bank is making it easier for families to have access to its resources with its community mobile markets.
So on top of the 25 school sites across the 3 school districts that are giving out, free and reduced price meals, we have food for the whole family. That's not 3 miles from any given neighborhood to be able to access food 7 days a week. Afternoon or night.
The need skyrocketing since the pandemic began. Sullivan saying it's at least 60% higher. And the food bank will continue doing what it can through the summer to make sure no child goes hungry. Where in the very warehouses is some of the produce that Fine Food Bank usually boxes up. I mean, take a look at this bell pepper. It's all very fresh. And I know, from personal experience going to the store, this is about $1 in some stores. So definitely helps that the food bank gives out products like this, fresh food. You've seen how Fine Food Bank helps the many families. Now, make sure you get your donation in so they can continue doing that. Call 760-775-3663 or head on over online to make your donation
at findfoodbank.org/telethon 2022. Now, Jeff, I hear there's a big donation on the way, right?
We have a big donation, Crystal. Look what's happened to the big board, up to $217,228, money that's all going to go to Find Food Bank and Debbie Espinosa. This is a huge donation. And who do we have to thank for this?
We have the Houston Family Foundation to thank for this. We are so grateful for their continued support of the food bank. You know, the Houston family has always been an advocate, not just for Find Food Bank, but for so many of the organizations in our local community. They want to make sure that people are taken care of. They want to make sure that those who are food insecure know where their next meal is coming from. And so we are just so grateful for the gifts that they have given. Last year at Telethon, we had announced that they had made the land donation too as well to us in order to be able to help us think about the work moving into the future and ensuring that we have enough space in order to be able to help those in need. But we are so grateful this year that the Family Foundation donated another $50,000 towards this telethon. And again, they are they're just amazing people. They really, really are.
Longtime philanthropists too. I mean, they've been doing. It's not like this is just a one-off. They've been doing this a long time.
They've been doing this a long time, and I think that I've gotten to know the Family Foundation over the years that I've been here, and this is my 4th year now in the Valley. And the conversations that I have with the foundation, just their care and consideration for the community of always wanting to make sure that people have the ability to thrive from so many different angles. They know that the food bank provides food not just directly to people, but to a lot of organizations too as well, so that the food pantries at the churches and the soup kitchens and the homeless shelters, that they're always fully stocked with food as well. And so for them to donate to Find Food Bank to make sure that, our mobile pantries, as well as all of the pantries that are out there. There's over 150 sites that Find Food Bank supplies food to, and it's because of them and many of our other donors that allow us to continue to do what we're doing.
Well, they do great work, and you do great work. Thank you for all the hard work to keep people fed here. So food insecurity is a smaller problem here in the desert. Let's take another look. Find Food Bank, $217,228 raised so far tonight. The phone lines are still open. They're going to be open till 11 o'clock tonight. So you can call the number right there, 760-775-3663, or online, findfoodbank.org, just /telethon 2022. Crystal, come on and hop in here. It's been fun, and we're running out of time, but we have some people who want to say thank you to Find Food Bank tonight.
Thank you, Find Food donors. We get to see firsthand what your donations can do for the community.
Thank you, Find Foods, for making this possible, and thank you for all the sponsors for donating to make this possible. Thank you.
Thank you for supporting Find
and helping us end hunger.
Thank you so much for your donation. We see the smiles on the faces of the people that we serve every day, and just know that everything you do makes a difference.
I'd like to say thank you to all the donors to the Find Food Bank. And thank you all volunteers to help us out, to inspire others to volunteer as well.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Hold on. Thank you so much.
Final words, Debbie?
Thank you so much to the community for all of their support. So awesome. We reached over 200,000, and we still have till 11 o'clock to go.
You can still donate. The phone lines are open, right, Chris?
They are 760-775-3663. We're going to be taking donations all the way until 11 p.m. It doesn't just end here, or you can head on over findfoodbank.org/telethon 2022.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night, a wonderful weekend.